First of all, getting off shampoo is really difficult, honestly. And I tell people that scalp intimacy is probably the scariest thing that you'll ever do. We care a lot about what our hair looks like, and we should care a lot about what our hair looks like. Um, but getting off of all of the typical products that we use is in fact a little bit scary because there is a time period where you are not going to look like what you've been looking like. And that's okay. It's kind of hard to quell that fear, honestly. But I can say that you will come out on the other end of it feeling a lot better with much healthier hair that doesn't break, that just looks better, lasts longer, can endure a lot more heat if you curl or dye or whatever, which obviously I dye my hair. I've got my nice grays coming out again already. I really feel like it's worth it. As someone who's gone through it, I really do feel like it's worth it. So let's get into the how-to. When you first order your brainwash and start the journey, and really let's call it a journey, because this, for most people, you can't do this overnight, and that is okay. Be gentle with yourself. That's one of the most important things about stopping shampoo, or even just lessening your shampoo usage, which is how I want you to begin to think about it. Is not a hard line. Set yourself up with a really soft line. The point here is to at least lessen your use of chemicals and get on to using more natural products, or no products at all even. Like, I want to see as many people as possible move away from these shampoo products that all have some type of surfactant in them, and anything that foams has a surfactant in it. And what those things do is strip the oil out of the hair. But the reason that your hair looks really nice for a minute afterwards is that it has dimethicone, which is this form of silicone. It's plastic. It has copolymers, which is something they just started adding into skincare products. Copolymers, Fimo clay, if you're familiar with Fimo, that was a plastic clay that we all used to make things out of with our kids and bake in the oven. They're now putting that into skincare products. It's plastic. Glycerin is another major ingredient in all these hair care products that's actually, it very temporarily causes your hair to look nice and shiny and good. But all three of those things, the dimethicone, the glycerin, and the copolymers, stop good oil from actually getting absorbed into the hair. So what we're attempting to do is get rid of all of those so that your hair can actually absorb the nutrition that it needs. You've ordered your first brainwash and you don't know how to use it. When I first started using it, I would wet my hair, try to get it into and I have really thick hair. So trying to part it and get it into all of the hair, not an easy scenario. But luckily I have brilliant clients, and they came back to me and said, hey, what I'm doing is actually putting it on my dry scalp, because dry hair is a lot easier to part than wet hair, especially if your hair is long. So apply it to your dry scalp, get as much as you can down to the scalp, do a light wet, and then scrub, scrub, scrub. What you're trying to do with the brainwash is remove residue. We're not trying to remove oil. We're not trying to strip the hair out. We just want to get that icky residue that doesn't look good, including dandruff, to get the dandruff to come out. You want to scrub your scalp while it's damp with the brainwash, and then do a really good rinse. I will say that it's a lot easier to use if you have a shower head that you can take off and really do a close rinse with. That seems to make it a lot easier. If you don't, it's still okay. You can still use it. You're still fine. You may experience a little bit of the clay and the amla powder, which is so good for your scalp, remaining a little bit in your hair, but that will actually push through with some brushing. And it will fall out, if you will, not your hair, but that little bit of residue. Now, I think that the biggest question that I'm seeing from clients right now about brainwash is how often to use it. And I don't have that answer, only you do. What I'd like to see you try to do is just wash your hair with shampoo as little as possible. And what that looks like for most people is take your shampoo schedule, and it may be, and if it's every day, we've got a lot of work to do, but that's okay. So I just want you to try to push your shampooing out a little bit further each time, whether that's by hours or whether that's by days. And if you are an every 24-hour hair washer, then let's try to push it out by some more hours, and then by another day, and say, okay, well, now I'm down to washing my hair every other day. Now I'm down to washing my hair every third day. Now I'm down to washing my hair every week or so. And all I want you to try to do is to wash your hair less. But if you break down and wash your hair with shampoo, don't freak out. Don't be stressed. Don't beat yourself up. That is okay. Your hair is going to go through a transition of acknowledging that you are not stripping all of the oil out every time you jump in the shower. And just like with your skin, I've taught you that you use your oil to show your skin that she doesn't need to overproduce oil. And the same thing is going to happen with your scalp. Your scalp is going to realize, oh, thank God, I don't have to overproduce. Now your dandruff is going to go down pretty immediately, but the other super crucial part of this has got to be using an oil treatment on your hair. I highly recommend the Penetrate Hair Repair, and not just because I sell it. If you want to make your own oil blend, awesome, do it. Do it right now. There is no single oil that has, I guess, that has the array of nutrition that a blend of oils will have. Just like there's no food that you could eat the rest of your life, no single one plant or whatever that you could eat for the rest of your life that's going to provide you with the maximum amount of nutrition that you could get. And the same is true with your skincare. There's no one oil that you could find to use on your hair or anything else that's going to provide what a blend could do. It's very important to use some high vitamin E oils, and that includes grapeseed oil, which you can find at the grocery store. Almond oil is great. I ask specifically that you never use just coconut oil, never just use olive oil, and definitely never just use castor oil. Castor oil is extremely drying. It does promote hair growth, and it's wonderful in a blend of oils for your hair, but it is not okay to use by itself because eventually it can dry the scalp out. So you do want to do a blend. I have really specifically formulated Penetrate to coat the hair. It has broccoli seed oil in it, and broccoli seed oil is wonderful. It does smell funny. I mean, it smells like a cruciferous vegetable, just like it should. But the broccoli seed oil is the closest thing that we have nature-wise to things like dimethicone and things that coat the hair and provide that shine that you're looking for. It's really a difficult path unless you're willing to tie your hair up in a bandana for a month. Then just switching to not using shampoo at all and suddenly is a little bit harrowing. If you've got to go to work, if you've got to be presentable to the rest of the world, it doesn't work for most of us in our current day and age. So don't freak yourself out by trying to do that transition so quickly. Do it slowly and give yourself the time to accommodate. Don't feel bad about needing to space it out, and just try to push those shampooings out as far as you can. So those are some of the major pointers that I have for switching to brainwash. Don't do it right away. Make sure it's slow. Be kind to yourself. That is the most important thing in this transition. And getting off shampoo is entirely possible, but you've got to be using really good oils on your scalp. And the Penetrate comes in a dropper form. So you can take that dropper and get it down to the scalp and then do some massage work. So I think that's it. And I love you guys very much. And I hope that your hair is doing great.